exponentially grow. And then on the field, he's only going to grow exponentially with the amount of playing time he gets.
I mean, he looks like a man, so I don't know.
He does. All right, let's get to our mailbag. There's the whistle. And Armand.
Steven, I hate to interrupt you. Right before this mailbag. But 60 Minutes actually just did an interview with Christian Pulisic, and they just tweeted out he already has endorsement deals with Nike and Gatorade, and other European clubs have offered Dortmund as much as $40 million for him. Is that a confirmation that someone put a $40 million bid in for Christian Pulisic and that Dortmund rejected it?
Oh, speculation. Pause the mailbag. Like this. I like it. $40 million. The question is, wasn't Liverpool... The thing was, I think Liverpool had to put that bid in, and it was contingent on if Philip Coutinho was going to leave. Because I talked about this the first time that we have Jeff on the show. Way back. I said, with Neymar leaving and Barcelona keen on Coutinho, could you not see Pulisic make the swap to Liverpool? Klopp has the Dortmund connection. It makes sense. 40 mil, wow. With the inflated prices, I'm surprised it's not more.
It's I don't know, it's really interesting. I'm gonna watch the interview after this. I'm really interested now.
Was it 60 minutes, these 60 minutes, or was it 60 minutes and then online content?
60 minutes to 60 minutes, like the one on CBS.
That's great for U.S. soccer. Let's hope they don't screw it up and not get to the World Cup.
Absolutely. Now let's hop back on some mailbag, though.
Okay, we can't start on the Christian Pulisic train because we'd be here till the end of the show, and we promise we do our mailbag. All right, let's get to it. I'll ask the first questions. From MLS Aces, tweeted us. Carlos Ancelotti got sacked by Bayern Munich. He is wondering if there's any chance he's coming to MLS with the big names starting to flee over here to North America.
I'm going to be plain and simple. If a team can afford his salary, go for it. But I highly doubt it. Highly.
It's worthless getting a coach with that big of a salary because nobody's soccer purists would love to go see him on the sideline, and it would be good for the league as a statement. But is it going to sell more shirts? Is it going to sell more seats? Probably not.
Nah. I would say it wouldn't be the smartest move by an MLS franchise, and I don't see him wanting to even come to MLS. So I think that's out of the picture.
All right.
Yep. So we have another question from Jake. He says, Barcelona joined the EPL on a scale of 1 to moronic. How dumb is this?
Moronic as can be.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it's a valid question because of the Catalonian independent, the referendum that is actually happening today, and the independence debate. But if let's say they split up, I think La Liga would be dumb not to keep Barcelona.
Why would La Liga not keep Barcelona? Because La Liga would collapse without Barcelona.
Without that El Clasico, it would be bizarre. But I mean, they wouldn't join the EPL. I feel like they would join Ligue 1 because geographically it's a little bit more closer.
Even the Serie A would make sense.
Yeah, EPL wouldn't make any sense, and it'd be tougher for Barcelona. So why would they want to willingly want to join EPL?
Ligue 1 would suddenly become the world's best league.
Slowly. And players would flock there. So, I mean, it'd be really interesting to see.
Absolutely. As far as it comes to the political aspect, Catalonia voters favor a splitting from Spain amid police violence. That's why Barcelona had to played out, I think, a 3-0 victory over, I don't remember who exactly. I'm trying to look through my notes. I don't have it. But they were playing behind closed doors. And the vote actually... Las Palmas, yes, there you go. The vote actually was in favor of splitting from Spain. And it's a weird dynamic where football, is caught in the middle of this political divide. La Liga would be absolutely stupid to let Barcelona go.
Yeah, it would be dumb to let them go.
They already fought. They already fought tooth and nail to keep Neymar. They didn't want him because they knew the marketing ability of Neymar and what he would mean to the league as far as revenue, as important to a league that really feels to be a two club league, and then you throw in Atletico every other year to make it interesting.
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be dumb if they would willingly let them go. I mean, they bluff and say they do, but promise you, it's all bluff.
I hope it is, because I'm not in favor of the move. I want to keep the leagues as they are. I want the leagues to be in the region of where they're at. You know, Monaco makes sense to be part of Liga. The Swansea City makes sense to be part of the Premier League. But if we just suddenly going to flip, why might just create a super league? You know?
No, I agree. Spot on. No, seriously. Like, why not just make a super league at this point?
And that's been in talks with UEFA. All right, we're moving on. This is from Ricky, and he wants to know, when do you think the U.S. men's national team would be at the caliber as a European superpower and win the World Cup? He wants a timetable.
That's tough. I feel like, Ricky, we're finally seeing the teams take off MLS-wise. I think once we see the sport take off in the United States, I think we'll see it as the European super teams such as Spain. If you want a realistic timetable, I think the goal for the national team is 2026. Now, why do you say 2026? Steven, you know why I'm saying 2026.
Oh, absolutely. The World Cup will be hosted here it will actually be a 48-club country format in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. But 2026, that's what?
8 years.
8 years.
About 8 to 9 years.
Do you really think we're going to develop? Christian Pulisic at that time will be 27, so in prime. But do you think we could have another couple Christian Pulisics come up to the ranks? Do you think we could field a starting 11?
I mean, what? Christian Pulisic's, 19? If we're talking about another Christian Pulisic, he's 11. So, I mean, how are we supposed to know if he's going to be like that? But my thing is this. I mean, we lost a generation of soccer during this time. That's why we're seeing players like older players still being called, like DeMarcus Beasley and whatnot.
But did we lose a generation, or did we just never have a generation?
I mean, that's up for debate. I feel like there was supposed to be so much talent, so much potential. I mean, Breck Shea was supposed to be a star at some point and then fizzled out. So I mean, we've had those boom busts, but I mean now we're seeing Jonathan Gonzalez at Monterrey. We're seeing
Weston McKenzie.
Weston McKinney at Schalke. We're seeing Keaton Parks at Benfica B. We're seeing all these players coming up through European systems. I mean, I feel like this next, at least not the next World Cup, but give it 4 more years after that, and to be honest,
I guess I can agree. I'd be interested to see how far they get. The question is, if they don't qualify for this World Cup this round, then you can forget about 2026 and make it 2056.
It's 2056.
That's the target, 2056. Honestly, it's incredible that the United States was 45 minutes away from lifting a FIFA trophy, 2009 Confederations Cup. They were 45.
Was that against Brazil or Spain?
Brazil. They
beat Spain.
They beat Spain after Spain had this massive winning or unbeaten streak. Brazil, they had a 2-goal lead over Brazil. 2-goal lead, and then they let that slip. How odd is that to think that could have been one of our best moments as U.S. soccer, and that was in 2009.
And now look.
Yeah, now look. All right, moving on.
All right, moving on. I mean, Steven, do you know the answer to this question? Because I don't. Tracy says, why are soccer balls black and white?
I don't know.
To be honest, they're not even black and white anymore.
Where did that start?
You're asking me, man. I don't know.
But
they're not even black and white anymore. Like they're different colors now.
Yeah, well, the stereotype is that they're black and white. You color in as a 4-year-old. I remember growing up, all my soccer balls were black and white with the little hex hexagon shape.
Yeah, man.
That's how you draw a soccer ball. It was never round or looked like a soccer ball, but that was the idea behind it. Anyway, I have no idea. That's a good question. A good research paper for all those college students who want to tie soccer into art or something, culture. Why are soccer balls black and white?
Don't talk about art, please. For the love of God.
All right, moving on from Eric. Did Bayern Munich pull the trigger on Ancelotti too soon after falling apart against PSG in the Champions League and then drawing 2-2 against Hertha Berlin over the weekend?
I mean, Steven, to be honest with you, I really feel like that team just looked lost. Especially after, I mean, they didn't look that good. I don't think they pulled it too soon. I think they, in fact, pulled it at the right time. Many clubs, I feel like, would wait. I think in this instance, for a team of Bayern Munich's standard, the results were unacceptable and that the sacking was warranted. I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's my thoughts on it.
He lost the locker room.
Yeah.
That's... What do you do when you lose the locker room? When the locker room's lost, you sack the coach. He's always first to go. I think Bayern Munich are in trouble. I think it's fantastic for the Bundesliga, but comes back to my theory. By the way, Germany will not be winning the World Cup next year. Just look how their teams are doing right now in Champions League. I've had this weird conspiracy when the leagues do really well in competitions across Europe. You can go back 2006. The Italian clubs were doing well. AC Milan, Italy won it. 2010, again, it was Spain, right? Barcelona, Real Madrid, they were doing really well. Who won the World Cup? Spain. 2014, who was doing really well as a league? It was Dortmund. It was Bayern Munich. It was the German clubs. Germany went on to win it. Who's next? France. Just pay attention to Ligue 1. Monaco, PSG. Look at their run. But as far as Bayern Munich goes, I think they had to get rid of him because who else was going to take the blame? The players. The players were already pissed. You know, you have this huge mess between Ribéry, Iron Robin, James Rodriguez. What type of signing was that? It's just a mess. But he had to go. He's a good coach, but
no, absolutely. I agree. I mean, Matt actually had a question about Ligue 1. He says, with Super PSG, emphasis on the Super, is there any competition in Ligue 1? And what expectations can we have for PSG in all competitions? Matt, I'm gonna be straight up with you. There's no competition in Ligue 1. They're gonna run away with it. They're gonna dominate it. I mean, this team is absolutely lethal. They just beat the other undefeated team, Bordeaux. What was it 6-1, 6-2, 7-2, 6-2? They dismantled them. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's no competition in Ligue 1.
5 different scores. Added Barcelona, Ligue 1 gets suddenly really interesting.
All right, man.
I'm just messing with you.
I mean, I think they can go far. They'll win League. Now, Champions League-wise, they've looked really well.
I think they can win it. I think the English clubs, as far as it comes to Champions League, because it's really fascinating, I don't think Real Madrid is all that good. I think Barcelona have taken a step back. Juventus actually, I think, have taken a small step back. Who knows? You just have to get to the knockout phase, and then you can buy a couple players in the transfer market, the winter transfer market, and you can really change the dynamic of your club if you want to spend the money. But PSG, it's not about winning Ligue 1. It's all about winning the Champions League. They've tried that with Ibrahimovic. Remember, that was why they spent all that money, and they failed.
No, you're right. You're spot on, Steven. I think Champions League is the goal. Absolutely. Now we're moving on a little quickly because we know you don't have all that time, and we're trying to make this show nice and efficient for you guys. So, Stian asked us his thoughts on Aguero injury. This is actually a really interesting take, and Pep's leniency to allow him to travel internationally for a concert. He says, "Do coaches give players too much leniency during the season?" What are your thoughts on that?
Pep Guardiola should be ashamed of himself. Sergio Aguero should not be paid for the time he is hurt. I think it's ridiculous that he goes to this concert 48 hours before the game. Who in the right mind allows that? If you're a coach, a Sergio Aguero, he is a star. a star of the club because they could buy whoever they want. And he gets hurt for 8 weeks. He's out. I don't feel sympathy